Hi guys, Franz here. Welcome back to another episode of Knights and Dragons, and today we will be talking about gems, just in general. You know, we're not going to be talking about how to save up gems, because I think there's already enough guides on that. I actually wanted to do a little guide on how to, how do you say that, how to get gems easily, but there's already enough guides on the internet about that. So what I'm actually going to let you guys know in this episode here is how do you preserve your gems? Because as we all might know, when it comes to Knights and Dragons, there's a lot of advertisements always in the news for new chests, as you can see right here. You know that they discounted, how the fuck is this normally 3000 gems and now it's just 375? What the hell is this? This is just weird for me, to be honest, but yeah, you always see these advertisements for the new Shadow Forge, new Dragon Forge, and then new things are popping up. And look at this! Oh my god, the Shadow Forge material. And then at the end you have the epic balls and the arena. But I'm going to tell you guys in this episode here how you are supposed to preserve your gems, because a lot of people, I have already taught this, because usually when you get to like maybe 50, maybe 100 gems, maybe some people have it when they are like at 500 or something, have a lot of trouble preserving their gems, meaning trying to keep the gems on their account for something they actually want to do, like maybe a top run, and then they see the chest and they're like, okay, fuck it, you know. And that's how a lot of people drop from runs in last minute, you know. That's how runs aren't always filled last minute, because people like that actually, because they have like 500 gems and maybe they're thinking like, okay, so we're going top 10, but I'm afraid we won't get top 10, so I'm just going to leave the run and just see what I can get, and then in the end they get bullshit from chests either way, so it's a lose-lose situation, you know. Usually it's like a win-win, but in that case it's a lose-lose, because I've already opened, there's thousands of chests that I've opened by now, and I'm not including the enchanted chest, the silver chest, and the Dark Prince chest and everything. No, I'm just including the chests that I actually opened that were worth the gems. Step chests, fluorizing chests, all that type of good stuff that Gree is posting out there. Yeah. So yeah, those advertisements are always first, you know, and the things that actually are for free to play are always down here. You know, and sometimes free-to-play arena doesn't really work, or epic balls. But I think that these two, you know, arena and how do you say this? That the epic balls are still nice to actually. They actually still have nice milestones, you know. So that's nice to see that they are getting upgraded as well, because the milestones or the medals actually for the arena have been upgraded. I'm not sure if you guys have already seen this, but top 200 is now Dragon Forge twice. So you're getting a harmonic battle gear. So if you're like new to the game or something like that, you'll be getting this thing twice, and that's really nice, you know. And the first guy actually gets it plus, and you get 5 million on gold. This is actually the first time I'm seeing them distributing so much gold. And as we all might know, in Knights and Dragons, gold isn't all too. Sometimes it's barely there, you know. I always have a lot of millions in my bank, as you can see right here, and I also have a lot of gems in my bank as of now. These are all saved up, by the way, and now I'm done ranting about all the other stuff, we can finally get to the point of this episode here. So how are you going to preserve your gems even though you see all these chests laying around? The thing is, what you sometimes maybe you misclick and then you're like, okay, so oops, I just clicked this and for some reason it opens that one, but then you're like, and then you get sent to this one after you misclicked, and then you're like, oh, so now I see this, you know, and I see a nice little Shadow Forged. The thing is, when you open as much chests as me and you got the things that I got at the beginning especially, you don't want to be opening chests anymore. So that's a big tip. So the first tip I'm giving you, I'm just giving you some tips on how to keep saving those gems and not actually spending them on anything. Just think about what you can't get. That's the first tip I'm giving you, because you know, when you see this, you're like, oh, this is nice, you know, Dragon Forge, Shadow Forge. I actually have Crown Battle Gear on my alt, but that doesn't really matter right now. But then you're like, oh, this is actually nice to see, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's Dragon Forge, but I don't really care. I always scroll down to the last couple of chests to just open my random key chest, and as you can see right here, I still have this one. Will only be an enchanted key, pretty much, yeah. the thing is, you can never actually get Shadow Forge materials from it. At least, now that I know of, it's a real heavy jamming chest, by the way, because it's 35 gems each or something, but not my point. So, like I said, the first tip that I'm going to give you guys, do not think about what you can get, because you won't. That's in 95% of the cases, by the way. It's not always that accurate, because some people actually think like, okay, so I see this and now I'm like, okay, so but if you do open chests, by the way, make sure that you don't do like 2-step chests or something. No, make sure you can get like at least 5-step chests, or just at least 24 of the regular chests, you know, the 25 gem chests. At least try to do something like that. So that's the first tip, just think about what you cannot get, because that's how I always did it, but that I have this mindset that I know that I'm not getting anything, because of all the chests I have already opened for people and for myself as well, because I think by now I've opened like 2,000 chests in terms of 52 chest openings, and there's already so many chest openings on the internet with me in it. But yeah, you should know by now that it's really meh if you don't get anything from it, even when you have like 52 chests. Then stop opening chests, you know, then you're not lucky. You're not lucky like others are. So what you should do, in my honest opinion, is just go on top runs, you know. There's enough guilds that are actually top 50 every Y and raid, and like the zombie killers, I'm just giving them a little shout out here because one of my ex-members is in there. They are top 50 mostly, or I'm not sure if they are. Sometimes they are doing better or something. I'm not sure, but they always have like in-house free-to-play or something, low minimums, and those type of guilds is the guilds you want actually to be looking for. And yeah, because you don't really need much gems to actually get in their runs. It's not really runs, you know. It's just a free-to-play guild, but with high activity. I have been in guilds like Knights of the Lost, the Pandemic, Stormtroopers. I've wanted to be in Meteor Pirates, but I never actually got into that. For some reason, I'm not sure, they didn't want me or something. It's so long ago by now, but... so yeah, that's the first tip. The second tip is basically just scroll over this. Just scroll over this bullshit that you see that you see right here. Like, do not believe any of this, because 3,000 gems for just 20 chests where you can get absolutely shit from, meh. You know, just don't believe in the advertisements. That's the second tip I'm giving you. And what I mean by that is, like, you see that you can get all these nice things there, but the only thing you'll be getting is fusion boosts, you know, maybe 3-star fusion boost, maybe a 2-star fusion boost, who knows what type of fusion boost it is, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a fusion boost. No matter how low the pricing is, even if they say like highest chance for Shadow Forge ever, the bigger the chance is, the lower the chance is that you are going to actually get it. Let's just keep it as that, because for some reason, even though they upgraded the Shadow Forge chance of getting it, they also upgraded the chance of getting epics and legendaries or something. So yeah, it's kind of nice actually to have like 52 chest openings, because you can do a little Fury Frenzy after it, and you can get some Dragon Forge from it. Not sure if there's more Dragon Forge usable right now, because I've actually seen more epics being fusible, and I'm not sure which ones those really were, but yeah. So the second tip, as I already said, don't believe in any of the advertisements, and that's the way you should actually do it, in my honest opinion. Because if you don't believe what the advertisements say, like maybe it even says like, some people actually think it says guaranteed. You know, they go in there immediately, and they're like, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, there we go, gems," and there go the gems down the drain. So yeah. 2 tips, the first one being, what the hell was it again? Fuck's sake, but the first one being the one that I already said, like, don't believe anything, or what you want to get, you're not getting. And the second tip being, don't believe in the advertisements. And the third tip is, just keep your hands off the chest, basically. Just when this banner always pops up, so that's actually great for the advertisements to show up. Just click this button immediately, because you're going to have a lot of trouble if you're not going to click that away. I mean, sure, if you want to look at the if there's something new, you know, if there's a heroic mode going on, you can also just look at here, you know, if it says beginner and intermediate and hardcore over here, then there's a heroic mode going on. But there is no heroic mode, luckily, because otherwise I will be spamming Kingdom of Darkness again. But yeah, then those are basically the 3 basic tips for actually trying not to spend your gems. And if you just don't keep your hands off the chest, is basically my opinion, because if you want to save up for maybe a big chest opening or a top run, and you are not good at like saving up gems, then this is the way to do it. Just keep your hands down in your pants or wherever the fuck they might be right now, and keep them there, because otherwise you will see your gem count, like at minus 705 right now, you will see your gem count going 705, 680, 600, 400, 200, 0. Because that's how I always worked, you know. When I started K&D, I was like, oh nice, another chest, and then I got a 3-star from it, and I was like, oh that's nice, because I just started and everything. Yeah, really, I'm serious right here, because those 3 stars were the shit back in the day. Like Storm Sorcerer and everything, you know, the nostalgia. But no, nowadays they're absolutely horrible, and I'm not sure if they are even featured in any of the ribbons anymore in a certain gold event or something. That I don't think they are anymore, you know, like it's absolutely, they're gone. So yeah, what I think they should do is do something with the 3 stars to 2 stars to 1 stars to make them more appealing, you know, for newer people to use. Because honestly, I think that you should actually get to, you can actually open chests whenever you reach like level 50 or something. Because otherwise, they're going to be level 11s with Shadow Forge for days, you know. That's not nice, because then they can win everything in Arena, and that's how they actually get up there. So guys, I hope this helped you a little. So just to sum this video up, there's a lot of ranting. There's 3 tips in here somewhere hidden in the fucking video that I like copied like 500 times now, and a lot of going off topic. That's basically this video right here. But I hope I at least gave you guys a little view on my perspective on how I see Knights of Dragons in terms of trying to save up gems, because I honestly just don't look at the game anymore as I used to back in the day. Because back in the day I was like that guy that maybe I was you know, I'm giving me a little detailed description about how I was back when I started Knights of Dragons. I was that little shit that opened every damn chest and fused everything away, you know, and that's how I became weak. And that's how I was the weakest of the bunch in because we had a little friend crew, so to say, and basically I was the weakest of the bunch, and now I'm the strongest of the bunch, because most of them quit, and the ones that are still playing, meh. Those are getting a little bit, yeah, meh. It's just that, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see right here, I got 4 Shadow Forge in total, and the 4th one isn't showing because I am not having that in my lineup, because it's just a little too weak. And yeah, this is just how my lineup is currently looking, you know, and this is looking fine, you know. 4 Shadow Forge, then I think about 20 Dragon Forge right now, and this is all just free to play. Nothing has been bought right here, or maybe just a little, but that was just one hit, one occasion that I actually had to buy something, or someone else. But I'm getting off topic here again. So yeah, to sum this whole video up, off topic, some ranting, and how not to Knights of Dragons, basically. So guys, can we get 10 likes for this episode? Yeah, I tried to do the best I can to make this video for you guys. Hope it helped some of you, actually. Maybe you cringe a lot. I did, to be honest. That's off topic. So guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a like if you did, and I hope to see you all again next time.